Merry Christmas everyone, it is Christmas evening in Australia. I thought I'd forego the Christmas dinner, hit the beach instead. Without any further ado, let's grab the gear and let's go hunting. Well, how on earth are you all guys? I'm doing alright. This is my attempt to work off a very much overindulgent Christmas lunch, and I've deliberately not been too merry on the beverages, if you catch my drift. Now I am heading towards an area where I tend to find older targets. My aim today would hopefully be an older coin of some sort. I'll be happy with whatever comes out. Honestly, it's nice to finally be in the water at this depth again, and I'll probably go a little deeper still. Let's see what we find first. Okay, first target is tricky to find, I'll give it that. There it is. I think it might only be small. There are some iron grunts as well. 45, 46, but lots of grunts. So maybe a janky bottle cap or something? I don't know. We're learning as we go. Let's find out. Potentially in the scoop. And yep, we've got a coin for our first target. What was it? 45? I don't know. That was a whole minute ago, I can't remember. We've started off with a very humble 1 cent, but that's a good start in my books. Second target's not too far from the first, and it's really loud, whatever it is. Oh, absolutely deafening 22.23. It's telling me it's a good target. And I don't know, is that pull tab range? I don't even know yet. We will find out, because I think I might have gotten it again. First scoop, yeah, too good to be true. That is historical in a sense, because I think that is actually a milk bottle cap, not a modern foil. Yeah, I think that one's an old milk bottle cap. Yeah, cool. It's interesting. It's giving us that sign of relics too, which if you watch my last video, that turned out to be a good sign indeed. Let's keep going. I've only travelled a couple of feet and I'm already on to target 3, so I'm not going to keep numbering the targets, but let's just say there's good target density here. That's a good sign. Another thing I want to point out that you probably won't be able to see, or you might, see the kind of darker marks in the water here. There's actually clay under my feet. Now I felt that change as I was stepping. It went from soft sand, which I'm not really finding any targets in at this beach. It's not very populated at the moment. The targets tend to sink too deep. I then went to firm sand, which is where I was starting to get the coin and the foil top. And now I'm on clay. Clay is what I like to see because targets tend to get stuck. They don't go super deep in the clay, at least not usually. So this is the area I want to be in. And I did have a target here. There it is. I'm not sure how clearly you can see the screen, but it wants to hang around the 30 mark. Again, with no idea what this equates to. So let's dig it up. We're going to dig everything today. The only downside to that clay base that I said was really good to hunt on is it's not so good to dig up. Often squelching through the clay by hand to try and break it up and find a target, which is potentially in this scoop. And I will make an almighty mess in the process. Let's break up the big lumps. Just let it sift through. So get rid of things like shells because they tend to kind of cut my fingers if I squish too hard. Got a target in here. Yes we do. Hello Sinker Squad, we've got our first sinker for the day, and it's an old one. Nice. 32. I'd ideally like to find some signals that ring 40s or higher for the type of coins that I'd like to chase today, but you know, I'll take whatever's going, even if it's lead. Alright. Nope. Of course, the one time I try and do a live dig. This is how it goes though. Sometimes you'll just miss it. Of course, it'll tumble down into the pit that you're digging. Yeah, we'll be back with this one. A few scoops later, and I think I've got it in this clump here somewhere. Away we go. Try not to lose any clumps till we know for sure the target's not in them. Oh, this stuff is a bit smelly. It smells as bad as it looks, put it that way. Probably a lot of organic material breaking down in this clay. Yeah, probably best not to overthink, to be honest. The plus side, no one tends to come near me when I'm this stranger wearing a camera, surrounded by an all black cloud, picking pull tabs out of the water. Ah well. Well, I passed over this large horrendous sound right by the shore. Shore's just in the corner there. And I had to dig it out because I was intrigued. I don't know, maybe some sort of oval shaped tin. It's a very strange shape. I thought something to do with footwear for a while there, maybe like a steel cap or something, but no. I'd say it's been a container of some sort back in the day. Very old piece. Just as well I've got my trash bag with me. I think I'll be able to fit it in through the side zip, but we won't leave that on the beach. Again, it's right on the shoreline, and granted this is a very low tide, but still someone could wade out to it. Yes, probably not so much fun to step on. On to the next. While my little relic beach is not producing too many goods so far, I am about to start working another target. 39. But what I want you to notice is just how still the water is. Now my control pod's about 3 inches below the water there, and you can see it absolutely clearly. Have a look at how peaceful that is. Oh, this is what it's all about for me. Hopefully the target's in here. Oh, I think it is. I'll check whether there's anything else, but yeah. Where there's sinkers, there's gold, right? Let's keep going. There must be a school of fish or something approaching me. Keep looking at the surface of the water. See all those ripples? I have no idea what it is, but there's a lot of it. Interesting. They're going in all directions too. I think they approached me and then probably realised there was a human standing in the water. There's something odd floating past me, but that's just a bit of seaweed. It's definitely not one of those. I'll let you know if I find out. Well, I can't seem to get close to my fishy friends. They're actually in a really deep trench, so I can't follow them. So I'll just have to be content with this 47 signal instead. How we know from recent experience that that is modern, and I mean post-1946, florin range. Could be a 2-cent piece. They usually ring up in a similar range. More than likely a 2-cent. Yeah. Oh, and a pretty shell as well. But that is just a 2-cent piece. Still something that's out of circulation. Still promising. Let's have florin next, that'd be nice. What is this? Another 2-cent piece. Now what's interesting is this one actually rang up a bit like a 1-cent piece. It rang a little low. 43 by memory, which is what I just pulled up a 1-cent piece at. These are normally sort of 47-ish. Maybe it was on its side. Not sure. It was still a strong enough signal to warrant the dig, but I've just found, I think, 2-cent, 1-cent, 2-cent, Possibly another 1 cent just over there. Not quite the targets I want. It's still coins. Not quite as old as I'd like, but what that's kind of telling me is that I'm hitting a little gutter that obviously hasn't been exposed for a while, or someone's just not detected this particular one. So that's good. Let's find some older coins. Well folks, I've already seen a glimpse of this target, but I've kind of plopped it back in the sand. I wanted to reenact this for you, because this is kind of what I was looking for in the first place. And again, I didn't know what numbers I was looking for, so this was a 36. It was a nice sounding signal. Gosh, I hope I can find this thing again. Always embarrassing, isn't it? Just on top of the sand, yeah, righto. There we go. And I have found another coin. As I say, this is the sort of thing I was going for, and actually not quite what I was expecting to find in terms of age. This is a little bit older than I expected. We have got ourselves what appears to be a halfpenny, going by this size, but not an Australian one. So the monarch on the obverse here that we're looking at is Edward VII. There we go. And that is a Britannia halfpenny, so predating Australian currency. We do have a year down the bottom, and I think I'm going to be able to read that. So let me just bring it up to my old lady eyes. So I won't keep you in suspense too long. Have a guess of the year while you're at it. That, my friends, is either a 1900 or a 1902. I think it's a 1902, but I will confirm on the screen now. The condition's not too bad. Well, it's actually excellent given the time it's been in the water. It's a little worn, but all of the detail is still there on both sides. If I find nothing else, the day is still made. I am really happy with that. I'm really happy with this thing too. Well done, legend. Just pulled a 5 cent piece, which was actually a really jumpy target. That caught me by surprise. I thought it might have been a junk target because there was a lot of iron grunts, but it ended up being a 5 cent. So I'm not sure whether there was something next to it. Couldn't find anything. And now we've got a similarly jumpy target. You can see it's kind of all over the place. But this is a learning journey, so we're going to find out what this one is. All that time for like the world's tiniest button. It kept falling through my scoop. I've been fighting with it for 5 minutes. Still got its little shank on the back. It's a cute little thing, but I don't think it's anything too special. A couple of little stars on the front and that's it. Not sure if modern or historic either. Oh goodness, what a battle. All right, let's move on. I'm starting to feel like I won't catch another pre-decimal today. The sun is going down. Not showing you too much, but you can certainly see it's low to the water, going by the reflection. Yep, my backlight's coming into play now. You can really see my screen. It's quite a decent backlight actually, I like it. I've just realised as I wander back to my starting location, I haven't actually mentioned why I've got a cable running here, so give me a moment. I'm just going to take a headset off here, just explain what's going on. So I am using the LS Pelso waterproof headset for the Nokta Legend. So I got this at the same time as the detector. These are a good little headset. I actually have a set of these with my Equinox, so if you've ever seen me wearing a yellow headset, well actually it could have been 2 different brands. I had 2 different yellow headsets for the Nox, but the one I used in later videos was one of these. They're pretty good. They're a very simple construction, as you would want a waterproof headset to be. You don't want it to be too fancy and too techy. Look, they're comfortable enough. They have quite a secure grip on the head, but the thing I like about these is they kind of raise up a little bit more here. The default Minelab ones that you can get from a lot of the Minelab dealers, and the ones that are hardwired to the Excalibur 2, for example, I found them really uncomfortable. They were just a plain band, put a lot of pressure on my head, didn't like them. These are really punchy, and you know, they're basic, but they do the job and they do it well. They've got a good little coiled part here, so they don't tend to get in the way. This is my first run with them with the Legend, and yeah, so far so good. Let me know what waterproof headsets you use with your machines and whether they're good or not. Always keen to know what people think. Let's see if we can get a few more targets. Alright, that awkward moment when you literally finish saying we'll see if we can get a few more targets, and you get another target. Little jumpy, little wacky, 19 to 23. Doesn't seem to be too large a target. Possibly have it in the scoop. At least it's stopped pinging. There's still a blob of sand in there. Listen for a jingle. Yes, we've got a coin. Just a 5-cent piece. Now that's the second 5-cent piece I've had tonight and the second jumpy target I've had. So I wonder if it's to do with the composition of the coin itself. I'm yet to actually dig a 10-cent, 20-cent, 50-cent with the Legend by memory. So whether this alloy is a bit more jumpy, I'm not sure, but you saw how that was jumping. Make sure there's no more targets pinging up, just in case it had a neighbour. No, a little bit of ground chatter, but no actual targets. That's an interesting observation. I wonder whether that will be the same case on land or whether this is purely a saltwater thing. We'll keep testing, I guess. 37. What could it be? I'm starting to play the guessing game now. I've sort of dug enough targets I can get a general feel. I'm thinking small sinker. Look at that. You're all going to think I planted that now, but no, I had a few on my last hunt that rang up around that. And we all know that I find lead fairly frequently, so if I'm going to get the hang of any particular target range, it's going to be the sinkers. Well, folks, I'm switching it up a little bit, and we're doing the wrap up in the water today, just for a change of scenery. Why not? Truth be told, I don't want to get out of the water. I'm really enjoying being able to get back in here. It's finally warm enough to do so again. The sun has set though, so I'd probably better go home. Now look, thank you for joining me on this adventure. We didn't have a huge variety of finds, but that one coin, that one old Britannia coin, that has absolutely made my day, and I'm so glad you were here when I found that. If you enjoyed this little adventure, please hit the like button. But in the meantime, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you on my next adventure, which could very well be at the beach again. Cheers, guys. That awkward moment when the sun actually sets. So you have to use your new detector's fancy torch function. Not that you guys can see, but it's just enough to light my path home. Catch you on the next one if I make it out.